Alright guys, the film High Rise starts with Dr. Robert Lang, who lives in a high-rise big building. In first scene, he kills a dog and roasts its leg. 3 months ago, this tower of 40 story becomes the sign of modern living. It was built by eminent architect Anthony Royal. The richest people of this tower live on the top floor, while mediocre live at below side stories of this tower. This tower contains every facility as gym, market, primary school, etc. The residents has no reason to go outside by leaving this tower to pursue the facility, so they have aparted themselves from outside world. As the character Lang's sister dies, he goes to take resident on the 25th floor of this building. He begins his relationship with the single mother, Charlotte, and takes the role of his son's father. Lang also shows the friendship to those who live in low-level building small room. He becomes the friend of Richard and his wife Helen as well. Once in his psychology class, he checks the severed head. A student named Monroe loses his sense and is taken for brain scan. In coming day, Lang goes to 40th story of this tower and meet Royal and his wife, who invites him in the lavish party. The people gather in this party and it seems a costumed party. Robert Lang goes to that party and his everyday dressing is mocked by Royal's Anthony wife and other guests. He is insulted badly and sent out from that party. Then he is trapped in an elevator and faces the issues of outage that refers to lack of services. This creates havoc for the lower story of building residents. Royal tells Lang that these are the basic increasing afflictions of building. On the other side, Lang's student Monroe is alright after having a brain scan, but Lang tells a lie by saying that Monroe has brain tumor. Robert did this because Monroe insulted him on that party night. Another outage, or we can say lack of services, is faced by the lower story building people. As a result, Lang's studio Monroe commits suicide and jumps off from third floor. Monroe was worried regarding his health issues because Robert told him that he has a brain tumor. Well, so far Monroe commits suicide, but there is no investigation about the suicide of Monroe here. A person in building named Wilder goes against the upper strata people due to this injustice. Violence begins in high-rise building. Market has the shortage of food and the discrimination between higher and lower people is clearly highlighted. Royal takes the unlawful authority and ignores all such issues. Dr. Robert Lang feels guilty and leads to mental disorder. The reason is he had dragged his student Monroe to his death by exposing of Monroe's false news of brain tumor. Lang locks himself in his disturbing atmosphere of the room and begins illegal relationship with Helen. Wilder becomes violent and fights with upper floor residents, and one day he awakes, planned to murder Royal Anthony. Wilder thinks Royal is responsible of all this irritating situation in the high-rise tower. He takes the gun from Royal's housekeeper, and he also comes to know that Charlotte in his relationship and Toby is his illegal child. Wilder breaks into the house of Charlotte and beats her in order to know more about Anthony Royal. After that, Royal and Lang talk with each other about the success and failure of high-rise tower, and they call it a crucible change. It may be called change for development. They consider it a new development. According to these two characters, these changes would lead people to a new life, and Wilder goes to a side building house after killing Anthony Royal. But Wilder is murdered by the Royal's harem of women, and that murder is witnessed by Toby. And the story comes back to the original scene where it begins with the high-rise building. Somehow violence is controlled after the destruction and deaths in the building. At the end, Toby hears the radio broadcast where speaker was saying, if there is a capitalism in any state, no one can get the political freedom. And the film story ends with this conclusion. If you like this short video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.